woman had been selling vegetables in the village for 10 years, but the villagers never knew she had 3 extremely powerful daughters-in-law, until one day, several luxury cars arrived in the village. Only then did the villagers learn the woman's true identity. Her eldest daughter-in-law was the heiress of the nation's richest family. Her second daughter-in-law was a movie queen with tens of millions of fans. Her third daughter-in-law was the head of the world's #1 martial arts academy. But the woman refused to go back with them to live a wealthy life. She only wanted to stay in the village selling vegetables. And the reason she did this was because she had been waiting for her husband, who had gone out to work 30 years ago. In order not to worry her husband about the family, she didn't even tell him about her pregnancy. But what she never expected was her husband disappeared for 30 years without a single word. This made all the villagers believe her husband was dead. Soon, 30 years had passed. The woman raised her 3 sons by selling vegetables, and they worked very hard. They all became top elites in their fields. Their research projects even caught the attention of the nation. 10 years ago, they were transferred to a secret base for research. Before leaving, they specifically told their wives to take good care of their mother. But little did they know, once they left, their mother, still worried about her husband, secretly returned home to wait for him. That day, the woman had just finished selling vegetables when she received a call from the village chief. She heard that her husband had returned. She immediately felt overjoyed. Ignoring her daughters-in-law's attempts to stop her, she drove her electric scooter home. But as soon as she pushed open the door, before she could share her joy with her husband, she was shoved aside by another woman. And this woman was her husband's mistress, Laura. Only then did the woman realize her husband had betrayed her 30 years ago, and the reason he came back was only to divorce her. Hearing this, she was shocked, staring at the two of them. She never thought that after caring for his parents in his place, enduring silently and waiting 30 years, it would all end with just one word: divorce. Beside him, Laura looked at the woman with disdain. She bluntly said she had been with the man during his business ventures, and even gave him a child. Now that he had become the president of a corporation, she, of course, deserved to be his true wife. Even the man himself couldn't help but mock the woman, saying she was nothing but a vegetable seller, completely unworthy of him. As he spoke, he pulled out $100,000, saying this was the compensation she deserved. Even if she sold vegetables her whole life, she would never earn this much, and his only request was for her to sign the divorce papers. After hearing this, the woman let out a bitter laugh. She said he was nothing but an emotionless piece of trash, and she would never sign to fulfill their wish. But her words successfully enraged the man. While the woman was still in confusion, the man ordered his men to hold her down, trying to force her to sign the agreement. The woman broke free in anger and tore the divorce papers apart. Looking at the arrogant pair before her, she suddenly felt a sharp pain in her heart. But at that moment, Laura noticed a photo on the table of the woman with her 3 sons. She slandered the woman, claiming she had cheated long ago and had 3 children with another man. The woman tried to explain, but was shoved to the ground by her husband. The man believed she had really betrayed him and angrily smashed their photo. Little did he know, the children in the photo were actually his biological sons. The woman tried to retrieve the photo, but Laura ruthlessly stomped on it. The woman had no choice but to push Laura away. Yet she was scolded by her husband. Then he ordered his men to throw her out. Meanwhile, her 3 daughters-in-law were anxiously looking for her, afraid something might have happened. At that moment, they received a message from their mother. Hearing her aggrieved voice, they immediately realized something had happened and hurriedly searched for her. When they saw their mother injured, they quickly asked what had happened, but the woman lied, saying it was only that the photo had been damaged. She didn't mention her husband at all, so they could only take her to the doctor and ordered their men to investigate the truth. When they saw the photos sent back by their men, the eldest daughter-in-law was instantly shocked, because the man in the photo was the father of her younger sister's fiancé. To avenge their mother, they decided to hold a welcome banquet for her, to let everyone know her true identity. But they didn't know that the fiancé's father was actually their mother's husband. Soon, the day of the banquet arrived. In order to test the fiancé's character, they also invited the fiancé's family. Seeing the elegantly dressed woman outside the hotel, the husband angrily wanted to throw her out. Laura mocked her even more, calling her a vegetable seller, saying she had no right to be there. Hearing this, The woman calmly looked at the two of them, having no interest in quarreling with them. As she tried to enter the hotel, she was blocked by the two of them. After mocking her, they walked into the banquet hall first. As soon as they went inside, they proudly introduced themselves, saying they were the future in-laws of the richest family's daughter. Seeing the envy in the guests' eyes, Laura felt even more smug. Just then, the woman, a step behind, finally walked in. As soon as she entered, everyone's eyes were drawn to her noble aura. But this scene ignited Laura's jealousy. She immediately boasted to the crowd that the woman was her husband's ex-wife, who had been selling vegetables in the market, and even accused her of cheating, having 3 children with another man. This caused the guests to criticize the woman, but Laura wasn't done humiliating her. She called the banquet servers, ordering them to throw the woman out. As the woman struggled, the photo in her bag fell out, and Laura used it as further evidence to slander her. The woman begged Laura to return the photo. She said if Laura gave it back, she would agree to sign the papers, but Laura demanded that she kneel down. Yet after the woman knelt, she denied her promise and tore the photo apart on the spot, then ordered the servers to throw her out. Just as they were about to lay hands on her, the doors of the banquet hall swung open once more,